85. NEPA, where excellence meets probity.
This notice of compliance from the National Health Insurance Management Authority, NEMA, serves to inform the public that all Zambian citizens and established residents of 18 years of age and above are required to register to their National Health Insurance Scheme in accordance with the NHI Act number 2 of 2018. In this regard, all self-employed citizens are required to self-register, while all employers must register their employees within 30 days of employment and thereafter make the prescribed contributions. Remember, registration and contribution to the National Health Insurance is mandatory by law. Be compliant, pay on time to avoid prosecution without further notice. National Health Insurance, leaving no one behind.
Wow, that over there is a very nice Ford. Have you seen it?
Of course. I have been looking at it since we got here. My worry is how people manage such vehicles and where they buy genuine parts from.
I'm sure there's nowhere else apart from Shuma Auto Parts. They are the only supplier of genuine Ford and Mazda parts, which comes straight from the manufacturer. They have everything in stock for both latest and ordinary Mazda and Ford. They also stock service parts such as diesel filters, aircon filters, diesel pumps, steering pumps, turbochargers, engine overhaul gaskets, suspension parts, and body parts. If they don't have parts you're looking for, they can order within 5 to 10 working days. To top it up, Shuma Auto also supply Maxxis tires and CST tires.
Really? But where are they found?
They are found on Chandram Sonda Road, Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka. Call on 0979 192057 and 0960747235. Email shumaautoparts@gmail.com. Shuma Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
The Happy World of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM main news at 18:30 with Judith MWAPE. The headlines. Zambia receives second batch of injectable PrEP. 20 boreholes to be installed in Kanyama constituency and George compound. Ghana Supreme Court hears challenge to anti-LGBTQ+ bill. And all the news in detail. The Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency, ZAMSA, has received the second batch of the long-lasting injectable cabotegravir, Kabla, for HIV prevention from the United States government through the USAID Global Health Supply Chain Procurement and Supply Management. In February this year, Zambia became the first African country to have access to injectable PrEP after receiving 15,000 vials of cabotegravir. ZAMSA Corporate Communications Senior Manager Bradley Chingobe says the injectable PrEP is a safe and highly effective HIV prevention tool which will drastically help in mitigating HIV infections across the country. Mr. Chingobe says the new consignment consists of 20,250 vials, was received today at the agency's central warehouse and will be distributed to selected health facilities across the country.
Kabla is an intramuscular injectable long-acting form of PrEP, with the first 2 injections administered 4 weeks apart, followed thereafter by an injection every 8 weeks. Studies found that the use of Kabla resulted in a 79% relative reduction in HIV risk compared with oral PrEP, where adherence to taking daily oral medication is often a challenge. ZAMSA is very happy to note that Kabla is a safe and highly effective HIV prevention tool, which will drastically help in mitigating HIV infections across the country.
Government has disclosed that about 48,000 people from Kanyama and George compounds will benefit from the installation of 20 water boreholes in the areas. Speaking in Kanyama constituency today during a borehole commissioning ceremony, Minister of Water Development and Sanitation Mike Mposha explains that the 20 commercial boreholes are being drilled with the purpose of contributing to the construction of piped water schemes in George and Kanyama compounds. The minister has expressed government's urgent desire to address water and sanitation challenges in line with the 8th National Development Plan, which aims to enhance access to quality water and sustainable development across the nation. Mr. Mposha has highlighted that the boreholes will serve as a lifeline for residents, providing a reliable and sustainable source of clean and safe drinking water in areas where surface water sources may be contaminated or unreliable.
It is our desire as a government to address the water and sanitation challenges with urgency and resolve. Aligned with the objectives of the 8th National Development Plan, government is fully committed to improving water quality and sanitation services in various communities, particularly for those underserved communities like Plan Sanitation Company. We have embarked on a strategic initiative to confront these challenges head-on.
Meanwhile, Lusaka Water Supply and Sanitation Managing Director Julie Chiombwe says the company is investing in critical infrastructure and modernized systems to enhance reliability and reduce water losses.
Our goal is to increase our service coverage and business in Lusaka. To achieve this, we are actively expanding our network connection. This year, we will focus on procuring bulk meters to ensure all customers are accurately metered. This step is essential for efficient billing, resource management, and equitable distribution of the water. Beyond the boreholes, we are investing in physical infrastructure. Our commitment includes upgrading existing pipelines, pump stations, and treatment facilities.
The Zambezi River Authority ZRA has announced that the river flows at Chavuma Gorging Station have continued receding, as the current flows are not only lower than the flows recorded last year during the same period, but are also significantly below the historical average flows for the station. This signifies a severe negative performance of the river system for the year 2024 regarding water levels. Authority Chief Executive Officer Munyaradzi Munodawafa has said that the Zambezi River flow at the Victoria Falls are increasing but insignificant owing to the inflows from the upstream of the Zambezi River. Mr. Munodawafa says the current flows are significantly lower than those recorded on the same period last year. He adds that the recession in Lake Kariba has also persisted from last year's update due to low inflow and reduced rainfall activities on and around the lake and in the Lake Kariba catchment generally. This is according to a statement received by 5FM News issued by Selusiwe Moyo, Zambezi River Authority Public Relations and Communications Manager. The Department of Immigration in Lusaka has charged 2 Zambians identified as Timothy Kampamba, aged 26, of Kapirimposhi, and Abraham Mulenga, aged 30, of Lusaka's Dilanda, for impersonating a public officer contrary to Section 102 of the Penal Code, Chapter 87 of the Laws of Zambia. The duo was initially arrested by police yesterday around 9 hours when they presented themselves as officers from the Department of Immigration and arrested a worker of a shop owned by a foreign national in Ballaston Park area after refusing to give them an undisclosed amount of money which they demanded. Immigration Public Relations Officer Namatin Shinka explains that the Lusaka Regional Immigration Office was yesterday alerted to the duo's illegal activities when a member of the public called to establish whether the office was conducting an operation in Ballaston Park area after an encounter he had with the fake officers raised suspicion. Mr. Shinka says investigations later revealed that the individuals had been raiding foreign-owned shops, presenting themselves as immigration officers to extort money from the unsuspecting foreign nationals.
The officers rushed to the scene where they found the suspects in police custody. Investigations later revealed that the individuals had been raiding foreign-owned shops, presenting themselves as immigration officers to extort money from the unsuspecting foreign nationals. Timothy Kampamba was in a full immigration uniform and was found with a fake immigration identity card, a fake Office of the President identity card, 1,000 kwacha cash, and 3 phones. Meanwhile, Abraham Mulenga, who was driving a Toyota Corolla vehicle registration number ABZ504 used to commit the offense, was found with 1 cell phone. The vehicle has been impounded and all items found in the suspect's possession confiscated to assist with investigations.
In another development, police in Lusaka have arrested Wilson Banda of Lilai Estates in connection with the offense of obtaining money by false pretenses. Confirming the development, Police Deputy Public Relations Officer Danny Mwale explains that the 40-year-old suspect is alleged to have been receiving an undisclosed amount of money from unsuspecting members of the public in the pretext that he would deliver motor vehicles and precious stones. Mr. Mwale says the suspect is in custody. Investigations are ongoing.
The 40-year-old suspect is alleged to have been receiving an undisclosed amount of money from unsuspecting members of the public in the pretext that he would deliver motor vehicles and precious stones. Investigations have continued and the suspect remains in custody. We appeal to those who could have fallen victim to the scam to report to any nearest police station.
Ministry of Labour Acting Permanent Secretary Zakaria Luhanga has assured the labour sector that the ongoing review of the Employment Code Act No. 3 of 2019 is taking a robust consultative process. Mr. Luhanga said government is committed to eradicating the rigidities in the Act that impede the smooth functioning of businesses and enterprises. He said this in Siavonga today during the special stakeholders consultative meeting necessitated by the need to address the gaps and challenges revealed following the implementation and enforcement of the Employment Code Act No. 3 of 2019. Mr. Luhanga said that the ministry acknowledges the significance of collaboration and social dialogue in addressing these gaps. He expressed government's delight at the overwhelming participation in the consultations by stakeholders. This is contained in a statement issued by Ministry Public Relations Officer Godfrida Chisala. In other stories trending this evening, police have disclosed that 46 road traffic accidents were recorded in Lusaka yesterday. The Opposition Economic Front has suggested that ZESCO immediately invokes the force majeure clause instead of extending load shedding hours to save Zambians from more difficulties. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
Lusaka City Mayor Chilando Chitangala, in the company of Lusaka City Council Management this afternoon, presented Labor Day certificates and awards to 70 officers in recognition of their outstanding performance in service delivery to the local authority and the city at large. The mayor used the award ceremony to pay tribute to the local authority for working round the clock to resolve issues of delayed payment of salaries, adding that it was such events that provide space to reflect and take stock of the gains made, and also to work towards resolving the challenges that the local authority is grappling with. Ms. Chitangala also called for ethical treatment of workers, adding that employees must always be treated as a valuable asset whose input not only contributes to the prosperity of the institution, but the overall development of the city. And Lusaka acting town clerk, Leftri Ndaba, indicated that the gains made by the local authority, such as debt dismantling and paying of outstanding salary arrears, can only be sustained by a dedicated workforce. This is according to a statement issued by Dorothy Peary, Public Relations Officer. That ends the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
And now on foreign news, Ghana's Supreme Court has begun hearing a challenge to the anti-LGBTQ+ bill passed by Parliament in February. The court granted a request by lawyer and journalist Richard Delasky to challenge the controversial bill. The bill prescribes a 3-year jail term for people who identify as gay and 5 to 10 years for LGBT advocates. The lawsuit, which was filed in March, asked the court to prevent the Speaker and Clerk of Parliament from sending the bill to the President and to also stop President Nana Akufo-Addo from signing the bill into law. Here's a rundown from the BBC.
A Rwandan activist and critic of President Paul Kagame has said she intends to run against him in July's election. Diane Rwigara was barred from standing in 2017 on technical grounds. She was then imprisoned for tax evasion and inciting insurrection, but was cleared of the charges which she said were political. 3 Taliban security personnel have been killed when their vehicle was bombed during an operation to destroy illegal opium poppy fields in northeast Afghanistan. Officials say 5 others were injured in the incident. Farmers in Badakhshan province have been protesting against attempts by the Taliban to eradicate opium cultivation. People trapped under the rubble of a building that collapsed in the South African city of George on Monday. The authorities say 7 people are confirmed to have died. Nearly 40 of the 75 workers remain unaccounted for.
And finally, in sports news, England and Manchester City star Jack Grealish has been fined for speeding. The 28-year-old footballer was ordered to pay £666 for speeding at 44 miles per hour in a 30 miles per hour zone. A court heard he was caught speeding by a mobile camera at Station Road, Worcestershire, while driving a Range Rover Sport on the morning of 17th July 2023. Magistrates in Worcester also handed the former Aston Villa captain, who did not appear in court but pleaded guilty through his barrister, 5 penalty points. A charge of failing to give information to the police relating to the identification of the driver was withdrawn. And now the weather report brought to you by Classicon.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Eastern, Muchinga, Northern, Luapula, Copperbelt, and Northwestern provinces, including the eastern parts of Central Province, are partly cloudy, windy at times, and warm to mild. Western, Southern, and Lusaka provinces, including the western parts of Central Province, are mainly clear, windy at times, and warm to mild. That ends the weather report.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Tanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
And that weather report brings us to the end of the evening. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. Zambia receives second batch of injectable PrEP. 20 boreholes to be installed in Kanyama constituency and George compound. Ghana Supreme Court hears challenge to anti-LGBTQ+ bill. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay. Good evening.